Rivals continues its signing day coverage. I'm Adam Gorney. This is John Garcia Jr. We're talking the Big 12 Conference. Looking back on the conference breakdown, Texas really dominated here. They had the number 1 class in the conference, the number 3 class in the country, led by 5 stars, Colin Simmons, Brandon Baker, Xavier Filsaime. And there's an argument that others could have been in that group too. Kobe Black, Ryan Wingo lost his 5th star, but we still think he's a very good player in this class.
Yeah, absolutely. Texas absolutely preparing itself to transition over to the SEC with one more Big 12 recruiting title to its name. And yeah, this is a class loaded at those premium positions that you mentioned. You know, those pass rushers led by Colin Simmons, really like Zena Umeozulu at the Under Armour game as well. That group looks poised to make an impact here pretty early. And then, of course, you always expect plenty of beef when you're talking about transitioning to the SEC, and Texas has been loading up front on both sides of the ball, really for multiple cycles.
Texas lost Bo Davis, an important assistant coach in recruiting, but credit to Steve Sarkisian here. He had a very hands-on approach to this recruiting class. Colin Simmons was one of his guys, others across the board. Every time you saw him, he was out somewhere talking to kids and trying to get them in.
Yeah, you know, they did have one casualty with DeAndre Robinson, who ended up at Florida, Orlando native there. So that was really it relative to Bo Davis. And when that news dropped, you kind of felt like, oh, this could be something that has legs to it and becomes a huge storyline. But like you said, credit to Sarkisian and company. They quelled all of that immediately. No more defections. And again, your prized in-state guys like a Colin Simmons remained on board, which was really the key.
One of the things at Oklahoma that Brent Venables has been talking about is getting bigger on the offensive and defensive lines. When he went out and was recruiting guys, he was telling them, as they go to the SEC, they need to get bigger. There's no one bigger than Eddie Pierre-Louis, a monster who's also fast and has some pretty cool shades too.
Yeah, number 1 guard in the country for us at Rivals, an outlier there. Just has everything you want from an offensive line perspective. He started across the offensive line at Tampa Catholic over the last 4 years. Again, a great sprinter. Strong in his upper body, lower body, doesn't carry a lot of bad weight, comfortable on the move, exactly what you want, again, transitioning to a conference like the SEC.
Yeah, I remember him at the Underclassmen Challenge a few years ago. Our guy, Corey Gibson, was getting pretty fired up about him on the bench press. On the other side of the line, though, no one has been able to block David Stone for years, and now he's 6'4", 282 pounds. What kind of impact can he make as a 5-star?
Just an instant impact, whether it's as a situational pass rusher or a guy who works into the 3-down rotation. David Stone can do it all. He can absolutely man the middle, though he's, not a 300-pounder. He's quick, he's fast, he's long, he's extremely advanced technically. And again, that motor. When you talk about D lineman, it's about the motor. The traits are great, but where is your motor? Where is your competitive edge? His is through the roof. So when you pair that with those physical gifts, I don't see him staying off the field.
Texas Tech coach Joey McGuire told us in December during signing day that he let Micah Hudson do his own thing. He was confident the whole time that he was going to get him, not cocky about it, but just sure about it. Micah Hudson kept waiting to commit, finally does, signs with the Red Raiders. He could be, talk about instant impact on offense.
Just everything you look for at the position. He's big, he's physical, he's polished, and you think about a classic Texas Tech offense, that's what you expect at the wide receiver position. So in the new look Big 12, he's a guy you absolutely expect to hit the ground running. We didn't see as much of him as we wanted in Orlando, but when he did work out there, you just saw how smooth and just kind of easy everything looked for Hudson. That's what you look for in a 5-star wide receiver.
Those are some of the Big 12 storylines to watch. Stay tuned to Rivals all day.